Hey everyone, and thank you very much for attending this evening's Easy Backlinks webinar with myself, James Upjohn. Hopefully Alex Krulik, the creator of Easy Backlinks, will be joining us soon. Just before I get started, I want to do a quick audio and visual check. So can you first of all let me know if you can hear me okay? Just put a 1 in the question box. And also just let me know if you can see my desktop okay. Put a 2 in the chat box if you can see that, just so I know what you're answering to. Perfect. Okay, great stuff. It's really great to see you all here this evening. Ray says, I get everywhere. I try to get everywhere, Ray, that's for sure. So thanks every single one of you for coming along. I really, really appreciate it. I guess you've all got the better version of Easy Backlinks. What I want to do is just put a 1 in the chat box for me if any of you have actually gone in there and tested it yet, and put a 2 in the chat box if you've just kind of been waiting to see what the webinar is all about before having a go. Eric says he's tried it. Ronald says he's tried it. James says he's tried it. We've got quite a few 2s as well. It's good to see you, Tracy, Michael, Dennis, Mike, Kevin, Roland. Just created accounts. Okay, great. So I just want to give you a bit of a backstory, but before I do that, put a 3 in the chat box if you know what Magic Submitter is, or if you've used it, or you've heard about it. Okay, great. So it looks like most of you that are on. Okay, perfect. So here, and we've got, okay, so here's the deal. Magic Submitter builds links, and as Alex said in his email that he sent out, I got a copy of the email as well, but just to recap that in case any of you missed it, he listened to what a lot of Magic Submitter users have been saying about the software over the last couple of years. Proxies have been a bit confusing for some people. People are spending lots on captures. They're not really sure about it, and sometimes they're getting submissions, errors. And ultimately, a lot of people found it just a little bit confusing. I want to say this, though. If you own it, don't just go and drop it just for the sake of it, because it's still working. And I'm going to start doing the Magic Submitter webinars again soon. But if you was one of those people that thought, I just wish that this was a little bit less complicated. I don't want monthly subscriptions to proxies and captures and spin softwares, and you know, the list goes on and on about all the different ways that you could have used the software. If you're one of those types of people and you just want something a little bit easier, then Easy Backlinks, in my opinion, is a great piece of online software for you to be using. Interestingly, Alex asked me, hey James, before the webinar starts, would you mind just running a couple of tests on a few different properties? And we only spoke about the webinar happening a few days ago. And he said, would you mind running a couple of tests? And I thought, it's not really giving me a lot of time. You know, ultimately, we all know that you can wait weeks and weeks for Google to find links that you build. And then even if Google finds those links, it could take a couple of weeks to get stuff moving. And, you know, I thought I've been set an impossible task. But what I thought would be quite good is using video just to see, is there any power in this tool right out of the gate? So what I did was, these are a little bit weird and obscure keywords. I don't want any of you thinking, like, I don't want to pull the wool over any of your eyes. If any of you have dealt with me before, you know I'm pretty straight shooting about this sort of stuff. I'm not a hypey type of guy. So what I did was I went and found some keywords related to the town that I live in. One of them, I live in a town called Skelmersdale, and or just outside Skelmersdale. But anyway, I found a keyword, or 2 keywords. One of them was estate agent Skelmersdale, and one of them was the Concourse Shopping Centre Skelmersdale, or the Concourse Skelmersdale. It's a big shopping complex, loads of different stores in there. And my idea was, if I could rank something page 1 of Google for the Concourse Shopping Centre, I can go and speak to all of the businesses that are in there and say, hey, I've got this video ranked. Would you be interested in me doing something for your specific business rather than it being a generic one? So I created 2 videos. You can hopefully see on my desktop I've got here, Concourse Shopping Centre Skelmersdale. That's the image that I created for it. And another one, Skelmersdale, estate agent Skelmersdale. I did that image because I wanted to see them in the search engines without having to look too deeply. But I put both of those up, and they both started on page 8 of Google, and I put them up yesterday. I went into Easy Backlinks and I created a campaign for both of them. And I thought, I wonder how this goes. It took me 5 minutes to create the campaign and I went to bed. And I woke up this morning and did a search. So Easy Backlinks, it took me 5 minutes to set up the campaign. These are not on page one, okay? They're not on page one yet, but wow, that would be incredible. To go from page 8 to page 1 in a day would be incredible. So like pretty much impossible with any type of links, okay? But they did move up. And I'm really pleased to see that because I didn't do anything else. They're not shared on social media. I've not bought views or likes. All I did was upload some videos, see where they started out, and then chuck an Easy Backlink campaign at each of them to see, did they plummet? Did they move up? What happened? Okay. And let me just put a 1 in the chat box if you think that's a fair isolated test. If I've missed anything, put a 2 in the chat box. But in my opinion, if I don't buy views, I don't buy likes, I don't do anything. The only thing I do is upload them. I don't change the on-page SEO. I just upload them and do nothing else. The only thing, in my opinion, that would cause them to move up in the search results would be some authority, i.e. links. Okay, so I tried isolating it as much as possible. They're brand new, and that's all I did. Is that fair, everyone think, for video? Yeah, put a 1 if you think it is. Did you load video on YouTube and did you add keywords? Yeah, so I put the video on YouTube, both videos on YouTube, and then as soon as I uploaded them to YouTube, I just started looking through Google. And it's just by pure coincidence that both of them started out on page 8. Okay, so I then built some links. Let's go to Estate Agent Skelmersdale to start off with. And like I said to you, these are not on page 1, okay? But if they moved up or moved down at all, I thought, it would be a bit hard considering I only uploaded the videos yesterday. But look at this. It went from page 8 to page 3 in probably 12 hours. No, maybe a bit more than 12 hours. I'm known for staying up quite late and working into the night. So this is 18 hours ago. Okay, so I built 1 Easy Backlink campaign to this and that's it. Nothing else, and it moved from page 8 towards the top of page 3. Okay, and as far as I'm aware, half of those links are not even indexed yet. Just a couple of them that are in Easy Backlinks have been indexed. So for me, didn't you write an article for the backlinks without spin tax? No, I didn't. Somebody saying, Patrick saying search incognito. Just before this started, I did clear my browser and cache. So, but let me just do that as well. Let me just do a search incognito. Estate Agent Skelmersdale. Let's take a quick look. And there, this is an incognito window. It's gone from 8 to 3. Okay, so in my opinion, that was quite impressive. I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this. These seem to be moving videos up. Okay, and remember, I've already told you this, I'm not a hypey guy, so don't think I brought you on the webinar to try and convince all of you, hey, buy this is incredible. I'm literally just telling you what I've seen and I'll give you my opinion on it, okay? But what I saw was, I was on page 8, I built 1 campaign and the videos moved up to page 3. So you can take that however you like. It's just, for me, that was quite impressive, okay? Or at least it made me think, well, there's probably something good about this. So I then did the same thing with Concourse Shopping Centre. Incognito. This was on page 8 as well. I'm not sure where it is at the moment, so let me just search for it. This one's not done as well as page 3. And it might be the Concourse Shopping Centre. I'll have a look at the... Oh, sorry, no, that's not right. It's Concourse, sorry, just bear with me 1 second. Concourse Centre, Skelmersdale. It'd help if I put the right keywords in. I'm never going to find it if I'm looking for the wrong type of keywords. Okay, but let's just have a quick look and see. Again, this was on page 8. It might be better, it might be worse. I did check this morning and I think it was around page 6 or 7. It looked like it had moved up a little bit. But there you go. So this was also on page 8. And I built a small campaign to this one and it moved up 2 pages. So one of them moved up 5 pages, one of them moved up 2 pages. And all I did for both of them was go into Easy Backlinks and create a very, very simple, let's just build a handful of links to these. Am I going to continue building links to try and get these to rank on first page? You bet I'm going to. If I can see that level of movement, even a movement of 2 or 3 places within the case of 12 hours or the time frame of 12 hours, in my opinion, is pretty impressive. What I want to say to you, when you type of software, Magic Submitter, SE Newt, GSA, any of these different types of software that are out there, one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, is always that if you don't have a strategy with these softwares, you can end up blowing your site up quite quickly. You know, there's 20,000 bookmarking sites. Oh, wow, look at this. I can build loads of links. You go out there and you do that, and what happens? Your website gets destroyed, or you cripple yourself by accidentally putting the wrong type of anchor text in, and you're not just isolated to a handful of links. You've built thousands of them. How do you go and clean that stuff up? Now, as I said to you before, if you've already got those tools like Magic Submitter, I definitely don't want you to go, okay, I'm going to throw it away, it's scary, because it's not. You can learn to use them properly. But again, if you're somebody that doesn't have the time to learn, you really don't want to, in my opinion, Easy Backlink seems like a pretty decent second option for you, or another option for you. And just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to need to log in real quick. And I'll show you exactly what I did to those videos. And here's the deal with this. If some of you have got your beta accounts, try it. Upload a YouTube video. If you've got an Amazon listing, if you've already got a Facebook page, if you've already got a website, try it. Use those beta credits. And I said beta earlier. I'm now saying beta. I'm not 100% sure how you say that word, to be completely honest with you. It's one of the weird ones. But just bear with me 1 second. I can't remember what my password is, and as I said to you, I cleared my cache and stuff. No, that's not right. Just bear with me 1 second while I log in. Let me try this. There we go. We're in there finally. Pronounced beta. Okay, perfect. I thought it was beta, like alpha, beta, gamma, delta, the Greek alphabet, but I hear people saying beta. Okay, cool. James, can you run through setup you use for the video? Definitely. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log in and show you that now. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to, if you've got the beta credits, use them. Okay, you're literally not going to cause any harm to your website based on the number of sites and the quality of the sites that come with this software. Because that was the next thing for me to say to you guys is you're not going to be able to do something ridiculously stupid with this website. As I was going through this and I was taking a look at what's actually inside Easy Backlinks, if we take a look at the status updates, we can see that there's only 8 sites, okay? That's completely different to picking up a tool where you can go and import 10,000 of these. There's 8 of them. Good quality sites. These are all sites that are indexed in Google. They're all sites that have got great trust flow, great domain authority, low spam scores according to Moz. And if any of you have been keeping up to date with SEO in 2015, 2016, you know that we won't be talking about PageRank as much anymore. Okay, the things that we're looking at is decent trust flow, decent domain authority, low spam scores in Moz. And those combined is exactly the type of sites that have been put in this software. So there's a handful of StatusNet ones, Bookmarks. We can see right here, again, these are all bookmarks that are considered to be very, very good quality bookmarks. I didn't do anything with blog posts for these videos because I just wanted to do a really quick test. I didn't do anything with the documents and I didn't do anything with video. I could have taken that video that I created and synced it to all these other video sites, but I didn't do that. I just wanted a very, very quick test for those 2 videos. So what I did was I went into projects and I created a couple of new projects. And what I did, if we just click through onto this estate agent Skelmersdale, and interestingly, the estate agent Skelmersdale one, I think I fully completed the campaign and sent all of the links out, and that's the one that had the biggest jump I think with the other one, it got halfway through and I stopped it. Or I didn't complete some of the steps. I got halfway through the account created. I can't remember what it was exactly, but I've just remembered that now having logged in, and I can see that that would make sense then, that the estate agent one, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to say it makes sense that that's the reason the estate agents one moved higher, but what I will say is that's definitely something worth considering. Did the estate agents one move more because I let the campaign run in its entirety? And that's something that I personally am going to be testing moving forwards. Okay, so I want all of you guys to test it as well, and you can come back to me and give me your findings. We've got the Facebook group, and I'd love you to be able to say, well, James, actually I test that, and guess what, mine moved up, or James, I did what you said and it didn't quite work, or whatever the case may be. It would be great moving forwards inside that Facebook group if we can come up with some absolutely amazing ways to use this. But here's my opinion. We're going and creating literally a handful of StatusNet sites. We're creating bookmarks back to our website on some of the best bookmarking sites around. Reddit, Scoopit, Slashdot. This is interesting. I don't know whether any of you guys follow me in some of the SEO stuff that I do, but one of the things that I like to do when ranking any website in Google is I like to examine the backlinks that my competitors on the first page of Google have already got. Where are their links coming from? You can go to tools like Ahrefs or Majestic. You can put the URL in. You can sort your competitors' backlinks by their best link to their worst link, and you can see exactly where they're coming from. And what you can do is you can take everybody on the first page of Google and compare where are their best links and their worst links, and then take all of their best ones for your own site. And the reason for me telling you that is because I do that as part of my SEO strategy. Where are their best links coming from? And a lot of these sites that I'm seeing in here, Reddit, Scoopit, Slashdot, Xmark, StumbleUpon, these are the types of links that I'm seeing in my competitors' backlink profiles. You know, some of my competitors are listed on Reddit, some of them are on Xmark, some of them are on Digu. So if you're seeing that that's the best quality link of your competitor and it's causing them to rank, well, guess what? Those types of links are right here inside Easy Backlinks. So in my opinion, that's a good thing. These are not horrible links where you're looking at them going, I've never heard of all of these. Why are these in here? Okay, for the most part. Most of you are familiar with Bitly. Most of you are familiar, hopefully, with Delicious or Digu. There's some Plurk. There's some great quality links in here. So what I did was, with estate agents in Skelmersdale, is I went into projects, and let me do this right now. Let me create a new project, and I'm going to call this project SEO Lancashire. You can put a description in if you want. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to click create. And SEO Lancashire, I'll just show you this site. Alex has just popped up. I don't know whether you can see that. He's just said, say, oh, hi from me. Alex is actually in Germany. He's just finished a holiday in Tenerife for a few weeks. So he says he wasn't sure whether he could get a connection or not. But he says hi to all of you. So I'm passing that on. Okay. So I just want to show you something really quickly. I'm going to go up to the top here and I'm going to type in SEO Lancashire. Remember, I'm not in incognito, so let me just do that. I'm going to type in SEO Lancashire. And the #1 ranked website, leorose.org, that's my website, okay? And the reason for me showing you that is I'm going to set a campaign up to this right now, even though I'm already ranked #1, because I believe that this tool is really, really safe. So I'm not worried about testing it on one of my own live sites, okay? And I'm going to go through and I'll show you exactly how I would set this up. So I'll click through to the project. And this was really, really easy to start. All I had to do was just go to each of these and click select all. You can go to the end and click all. And then you can create all of the accounts. But for the time being, I'm not using the blog post, documents, or video. And that's not because I don't like them. I'm sure I will. But the reason that I'm not is because between the Web 2.0 profiles, bookmarks, and status updates, there's a lot of great quality sites there, and it's so super easy. I don't even need the spun article to create myself Web 2.0's bookmarks and status updates. So we'll start off with those for now. Status updates, select all. I'm going to click create accounts automatically, and at the bottom it will tell you how much that's going to cost you. So this says price of order 120 points. You'll have to let me know, was it 1,000 points each you were given for the beta? Put a 1 in the chat box if it was 1,000 points. I can't, yeah? Okay, perfect. So you can create 120 right here. So there's 120 points. So we'll click create accounts automatically. Would you like to start creating the accounts now? Yes. And then that's just going to go off and it's going to create those accounts for me. This is just going to take a couple of seconds for this to complete. And we would just do the same thing. We would go into bookmarks, select all, create accounts. That's 300 for those. And remember, this is going to be a one-time cost for your status nets and for your bookmarks, because you can post back to these more than once. Not to the same website, but to other websites that you own, maybe that are in the same niche, maybe clients, competitors, no, not competitors, maybe clients, websites or affiliate sites or Amazon listings or Facebook pages or YouTube videos. You can link back to all of those with different URLs once these accounts are created. So as I said, I'm going to skip blog posts, documents and video, but then there's the Web 2.0 profiles. We'll click select all on there. And then same thing, scroll down, and this is going to be 2,436 points. If you're in the beta, you're not going to be able to create all of those, okay? But I did. I just went through and I just clicked create all. Once that was done, what I did next was I went to publish, and here's the status update ones. This was so super easy. It's already created 3 of these for me right now. And here's the great news with this tool, which makes it different from Magic. If you create an account and for any reason, one of the accounts that's listed in the software doesn't get created, it errors, Alex's team will actually go in there and create the account for you. If there's a problem with your submission on one of these sites, they'll go in there and they'll create the submission for you. Okay, which I think is absolutely amazing. You're guaranteed a success on all these sites all of the times. That's not something that you used to get with Magic's the Meta. Sometimes it was a bit hit and miss. Oh, you know, why couldn't I post to Twitter? That's a really great site. Well, now if it doesn't post to Twitter, they'll just go and do it for you. At least, I hope Alex doesn't shoot me for that. At least that's the way I took it. That is what he meant. Okay, so I might need to delete that from the video if that's not true. But as far as I'm aware, that's what he was saying to me. Okay, but if we take a look at these status, I'll just do these 3. There's obviously more that will be created, but we go to select all, and it says here select post. What do we want to post to status updates? We just add a new post, and this is really easy. If you're not sure what to put in there, click this over here for help. It's a maximum 140 symbols, so these are like Twitter type websites. Okay, they're going to be little mini tweets. 1 link in HTTP format allowed. Be sure to include the prefix HTTP. If your link is very long, use a shortened service like Bitly. So I want to link back to my website, Leo Rhodes, and it's SEO Lancashire. So I'm going to say, if you're looking for SEO in Lancashire, I want to get my main keyword in this tweet or a variation of it. So SEO in Lancashire, visit, and then I'm going to stick a link back to leorose.org. Now, it's a good idea for you to spin this. Put a 1 in the chat box if you know what spinning is, and put a 2 in the chat box if you're not sure. Okay, it looks like most people are aware of this, what spinning is. Okay, just in case anybody ever buys this tool in the future and they watch this video and they don't know what spinning is, I'm just going to explain really, really quickly, but I won't spend too long on it. But the way that spinning works is a curly bracket, which looks like that, means choose. And a pipe separator looks like that. Okay, so that's saying choose if you're looking for. The pipe means or. So choose if you're looking for or should you need, or if you want, and then I'm going to just close that curly bracket to say that choose is finished. So this would be, if you're looking for SEO in Lancashire, visit, should you need SEO in Lancashire, visit, or if you want SEO in Lancashire, visit. But I'm looking at this, I've only got 3 different sites that this is going to post to. So I don't really need to spin it anymore. Okay, I could, just to be ultra safe and make sure there's no duplicates, just say visit, check out, or look at. That's going to be enough spinning for this. At the moment, there's only 3 sites it's going to submit to. And without complicating things, just so that you understand the spinning variations, you take the number of choices between the one set of brackets and you multiply it by the number of choices between the next set of brackets. So there's 9 different variations here. And you can imagine if I also spun the word SEO and I also spun the word Lancashire, I'm going to end up with hundreds of different variations of potential outputs. So you don't need to go crazy, especially for things like status updates. I think there's only going to be about 10 or 20 sites it's going to post to. So I'll just click preview to make sure that I did it correct. If you're looking for SEO in Lancashire, visit. That looks absolutely fine. So then I'll just click create, and that'll now go off and it'll post to those 3 that I've just asked it to. Does everybody think that this is within your skill set? But and I'm not saying that to be condescending. I want to make sure that everybody's following along. If you're confused still, definitely tell me that, hang on, I'm not quite getting something. Oh, very, very easy. Yes, easy. Okay, brilliant. So I want you to be all upfront and honest about it, because I think it's so easy that there's a danger that I might not explain something that needs explaining. But in my opinion, it's so easy, it pretty much explains itself. Like, I got the logins and I ran with it. So a question here, yes, but would like to see the blog component. I'm definitely going to go through that. Cost of the points, as far as I'm aware, do none of you know that at the moment, how much the points are? There's a little thing at the top here that says buy more, and you can buy points. I've not clicked it because I've got so many of them, but just bear with me 1 second and just take a quick look. So you can click that buy more at the top. So it's it looks here like the package for the silver is the same price as Magic Submitter currently, $67 a month. You get to submit to the 150 sites that are in the software. You don't have to pay for capture credits or proxies anymore. It'll automatically submit all your links to an RSS feed. It's managed self-hosting networks. That'll give you 6,600 posting credits, which is 600 accounts created. There's not 600 accounts in the software. There's only 150. So this looks to me like, and you'll forgive me if I get this wrong, but, oh, it says it underneath anyway. You can create 4 full profiles for 150 sites in each. So that's running 4 campaigns. So if you've got 4 YouTube videos, you can do that in a month, or an Amazon listing, a Facebook page, and your website, and you can do that in a month. And then it gets, for $99, you can do 10 full profiles. And then if you wanted to do the $199 a month, you get 24 full profiles, which is quite large. So that's the pricing of this thing, for you to go in there and do this with 0 risk. There's always a risk when building links, so I'm not going to say 0 risk, but without the risk of, have I got my proxies right? What am I doing things right with my captures? What am I doing in terms of links? Did I make a mistake? Am I not sure what I'm doing? What if things don't get submitted, etc.? So it seems reasonable to me. It definitely seems reasonable. Now, if this is the sort of thing that I would use this for. The sort of thing that I would use this for mainly, in my opinion, and the way that I'll roll forward with this with my business, is, let's say I'm just setting up a brand new website and I want to create some branded links for that. So I want to go in there and make sure that my Facebook, my Reddit, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., all of that stuff is all set up and it's all linking back to my site properly, that's most likely what I'm going to want to use something like this for, okay? So I can get some really good quality base links pointing to my site. There's 150 of them. Get them all pointing back to my website in terms of the status, the bookmarks, the blog posts, etc. And then if any of you are building things like PBNs or you're doing things like DAS stacks, or if this doesn't make any sense to you, I'll just say if you're building other types of links to your website, you can use these as being those links that then give you all that branding power. You can go and build 150 links back to your website that are going to be great quality links. They look like you're building a real brand, and they're going to give you the links pointing back to your website with the anchor text that's going to be mostly your brand's name or your raw URL. Put a 1 in the chat box if that makes sense what I'm saying, and put a 2 in the chat box if I've lost you at that point. Okay, cool. 2? Okay. Mostly 1s. Dando says 2, 1.5, 2. Okay, so I'll try and explain that again. You build links to your website, different types of links. Some people build PBNs. Some people will go out and they create Web 2.0 stacks and they point them back to their website. Other people are building citations. You can build your competitor backlinks. There's a lot of different types of links you can build to your website. What I'm saying is, if I've got a brand new website, I just registered one a couple of days ago called keywordrankchecker.org. Don't check it out. The website's not built out yet. But it's a brand new website with 0 history. If I wanted to go and start pointing PBNs at it, for example, what I would want to do before I do that is I'd want to come into this software, create all of these accounts, and send these links to the website first, because that's going to give me a really diverse amount of great quality links pointing back to my website, which would then allow me to use on my PBNs. I could go and start using exact match anchor text, and on these types of links I would use more branded links. I'm going to use things like, if I was doing it to this SEO Lancashire, I might start using keywords like Leo Rose, which is actually my website name, or use the anchor text of leorose.org. Okay, so I would definitely think about using this for branding, because here's the deal. I do this currently anyway. Whenever I create a new website, I go to somewhere like Fiverr and I buy a gig. But here's a problem with buying a gig. I've been hit a couple of times in the past where they've done it wrong. Okay, for something as important as this, where you're going out and you're laying down your entire brand to start with to get all those branded links, the way I would look at this is if it cost me $67 in a month and I can do that 4 times, my mentality would be, okay, I'm looking at something like $16/$17 per website to create all of my branding. And that for me is a bit of a steal, because I would pay that. You know, you can go and buy a gig for, I'll do you X number of bookmarks to your site, $5. If you want it the next day, it's going to cost you another $5. You know, if you want it within 24 hours as a gig extra. Oh, I'll build you X number of blog posts, that's $5. If you want me to write the article, it's another $5 or whatever. Yeah. By the time you total all these individual gigs up, you might be spending $30 or $40 anyway, but you've got the opportunity to run that entire thing for the equivalent of $17 per website. So it will save you money, and you will have the complete control of specifying exactly what sites they go on. And you'll be in control of your own spin tax. You'll be in control of your own content, how often you post that content. Sometimes you can go out and you can buy gigs and you can employ other people's services and they don't exactly do what they advertised on the tin. Well, with a tool like this, you're in that control, okay? So for that reason, if you're doing client consulting or you've got some important websites, you want to build some great quality links, this seems like a decent enough option. The other type of thing that I might use this for, though, is things like those videos. I just went and built a campaign to each of those videos. Okay, that was 2 campaigns. So for $67, I'd only be able to do 2 more campaigns, 1 for each video. But if I had a business model where I was charging clients to rank their videos in YouTube, I might charge, in Google, I might charge that client $100, $200, $300 a month. And then that one client's going to allow me to buy that big package where I can go and create, I think it said 24 different profiles. So this is the type of thing. I'm not going to be chucking this at lowly affiliate sites that I'm hoping are going to rank on a wing and a prayer. I'm going to be putting this to stuff where the client means probably a little bit more to me, and then I can offset the cost of this because I've got a client paying for it, or it's one of my own money sites that I really care about, maybe my business website. Or is this making sense, everyone? Like, this is not your let's throw a million links out there. If you want that, then you've got Magic Submitter, definitely. This is just that little bit better quality. Let's control what we're sending. Yes, it costs a little bit more, but it's much safer. You haven't got the headaches of the proxies and the captures. You're going to struggle to do things wrong with this tool because there's so few sites. But this would be a great report for you to be able to give to your client when they first come on board, if you're doing client consulting, to say, hey, look, here's 100 links that I built for you this month. And you just send them the report. And how long did it take you to create those links? 10 minutes. Is that worth $17 to be able to make your client happy, have no headache on your part? I think so, definitely. Okay. So let's have a quick look at these different options across the top here. Just bear with me 1 second while I do that. The next one was Bookmark. So you saw how I did StatusNet. Bookmark. Let me just go into publish. I'm not sure how many of these it's going to let me do without creating the accounts. Hopefully it'll let me still add something. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so bookmarks. Again, I've not got a post selected at the moment. So bookmark title, click here for help. Letters and numbers only, no symbols. Don't start each word with a capital. For best results, use the keyword you want to rank the page they're pointing to rank at. Okay, so title, this is going to leorose.org. Again, SEO Lancashire. Remember, you can spin these. So I'll spin this. Sometimes I want the bookmark to say SEO Lancashire. Sometimes I want it to say SEO in Lancashire. Sometimes I want it to say Lancashire SEO. Sometimes I want it to say Leo Rose Media Limited, which is actually my company name. Okay. Link, self-explanatory, hopefully. Just put the URL in that you actually want to rank. This could be a homepage link, or it could be an internal link. It could be an Amazon link, a Facebook link, a YouTube video link. It could be any type of link you like. Tags. Keep these tags to 3 words or less each. Okay, so what I mean by that is SEO in Lancashire is acceptable. I couldn't write in there SEO in Up Holland, Lancashire is 4 words. That tag's going to be too long. Don't capitalize these. Keep them lowercase. SEO in Lancashire. And otherwise I would just copy and paste this and change the pipes to commas, but because it's all lowercase, it will take just as long. So Lancashire SEO, and I'm going to say SEO Lancashire. You can spin that as well. Then you can spin your description. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm not going to talk much as I'm spinning this because I need to concentrate, but this needs to just be like a sentence or two. And you're probably going to do something like check out, look at, have a look at, whoops, discover, or find out. Check out this, no, find out won't work. Discover, that will do. I'm going to say check out this amazing SEO blog, this SEO company based in Lancashire. Okay, something like that. Check out this amazing SEO company based in Skelmersdale, Lancashire. Okay, and then we would just go through this, and because I'm doing this to my own website, I'm not going to say, oh, it doesn't matter, let's just send it anyway. Screen is frozen. Can anybody else see the screen moving as I'm typing away, or is it frozen for all of you? Fine here. It seems fine for everybody else. Sorry about that. Marvelous, marvelous, wonderful, superb, incredible, fantastic. Come on. Fantastic. SEO company. SEO agency. Based, let's change that to say located in, near Skelmersdale, Lancashire. Okay, let me just preview that to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Okay, that looks good. Click create on that. Don't start each word with a capital letter. You see how this freaks out a little bit? Where did I do that? It's going to be up in the title here. Yeah, I need to speak to Alex about this because it makes sense that if it's a company name like that, Lancashire should be capitalised. So I can't not have that capitalised. Leo's Road Media Limited. Let's make these lower. Just bear with me 1 second. No, where have I done that then? SEO Lancashire, SEO in Lancashire, Lancashire SEO. I don't know where I did that. Just bear with me 1 second. There we go. Okay, I didn't like the fact that SEO was all capitalised. Okay, so that post is done now. So again, I'll just click select all on that. And now look, when you publish this, it's just 15 points. Okay, we're not talking thousands or hundreds of points. The bulk of your credits are going to be used up during the account creation stage, because Alex is paying for your captures, Alex is paying for your proxies, Alex is taking care of all of that stuff, and you can imagine the cost for those are going to run into a lot. And for the most part, it's when you're creating accounts on these different types of sites that they ask for all the capture images and everything else. So once you've created these accounts, and this hopefully will also answer this will hopefully answer the question that somebody just asked. Let me just quickly see if I can find that. Can you reuse accounts? It was Massimiliano. Sorry if I said that wrong, but it was Massimiliano that asked the question. Can you reuse the accounts? Yes. So if I have this project, SEO Lancashire, and I create all of the accounts, I can post to this account one time. And let's say it's a bookmarking site. What it'll look like is, whoever's the fake persona behind SEO, behind the SEO Lancashire project, posted one link back to Leo Rose, but then a few days later they logged in and then they posted another link to Magic Submitter. Then a few days later they posted another link to somewhere else. Then a few days later they posted another link to somewhere else. And the cost of doing that then would be, every time you want to reuse those accounts, it'll only be costing you 150 credits if you used every single one of these in here, because apparently there's 150 sites. Okay? Let me just quickly check and see if we've got any questions. Tracy, you said you've already got fantastic. Okay, well, that's I'm going to pretend that was deliberate. Leo Rose, my company, is the most fantastic, so that should appear in the spin more than any other. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Can you make links for tube vids? Yes, you can, 100%. Can we create our own accounts elsewhere, add it here, and use the credits to distribute? Okay, I'm really not sure about that, Dennis. That's definitely a question for Alex. Ask the question in the Facebook group. And if any of you aren't in the Facebook group, please make sure that you go to Alex. Please make sure that you go to Facebook. Just bear with me 1 second. And the group, I don't think it's a secret group. I just think it's closed. Just bear with me 1 second. And it is Easy Backlinks. Whoops. I've got fat fingers. This is why I'm trying to lose weight at the moment. Okay, here we go. Easy Backlinks. There we go. So if you're not already a member of this, I can see a few people have just requested to join. What I'll do for you guys is I'll just take this group name and I'll just post it to all of you. So if you're not already a member, make sure that you come in here. And if you've got any questions at all, this is brand new, remember. So there's not a lot of action in here at the moment. This is literally the first webinar. So make sure that you get in the group, ask your questions. If you have any successes, let us know. If you have any failures, definitely let us know. Okay, I'm just as interested if it's not working for you as I am if it is, because it allows us to come up with new ideas. So, name the Facebook group. I just see that you've come in there, JJ. Yes, you can. Click on service name and it asks for credentials. Okay, so let me just quickly go back to that. Okay, here. So website. No, that's not the one. That's just going to take you to Bitly. Ken's obviously been playing with this one, so a little bit more than I have. So just bear with me 1 second. I don't claim to be an absolute expert in this software at the moment. Like I say, I'm fairly new to it, as you guys are. I think I got access to it a couple of days before the beta came out. Beta, again, however you say it. So go to accounts. Of course, it would make sense to be there. So we're in accounts now, and then just bear with me 1 second. Let me have a quick play. It's not in edit. There we go. Yeah, so you can click on the app name and it will give you the login and password for that particular site. And you can put a login and password in there and then you can click add. So if you really, really wanted to with this software, you could go and create those 150 accounts yourself manually, put your login detail password in, click add, and then your only costs moving forwards would be you posting through these services, okay? And then it's going to be so super cheap. At 1 credit per site, if you've got 6,000 of them, I could work out the maths, but I'm on the spot, so I'm not going to. At $67 a month divided by 6,000 credits that you'd be given for that $67, it would be costing you 1 cent a submission. Okay, so you'll be paying $1.50 to get 150 links. That's if you create the accounts yourself manually. To be fair though, in my opinion, my time's much more valuable to me than sitting there creating 150 accounts so I can save myself $17. That's just me personally. I remember the days where I couldn't afford to buy proxies, and it weren't that long ago. It was only a few years back. You know, the wife and I were really struggling. So if you are in that stage where you're like, I'd love to use this, but I just can't stretch, then that's always an option. But remember this, this is a $67 a month recurring thing. And if you're going to be a high volume user, yes, of course you can create the accounts yourself and just get lots and lots and lots of submissions. You'll get 40 submissions at 150 credits, 150 credits per campaign if you create those yourself. But again, there's those options for you. If you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. If you don't want to do it yourself, then you can use what's already in the top. Do the credits roll over if unused? I'm not sure. I think somebody asked the question in the Facebook group, but because Alex is away, there is no response to that. But again, definitely ask the question in the Facebook group. Hopefully most of you are really familiar with Facebook at this point, but just in case you're not, if you want to tag Alex in a post, just hold down the @ symbol and then start typing his name. Alex's name in the group is spelled with an O because it's Alexander, okay? So there you go. Just tag him in a post and just ask him support questions, etc. And I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Okay, so let me see if any of you have got any other questions. Click on service name. That we've just done that. Okay, cool. James, is there a way to use this for maps free pack ranking? The way that you could potentially use this, and like I said, I've not tested this, so I could come up with theories, but I'm going to tell you that they're theories. Okay, if I wanted to try and rank in the maps listings for this, here's what I would do. I'd build the links to my website directly still. Okay, because the authority of your website will play a part in your maps ranking. I would build citations. There's, you know, your Yelps, your Yellow Books, your Merchant Circles. And then what you might want to do is take your best citation services and build links to those. So I might take my Yelp listing URL, put that in this tool and run 150 links to it to build up the authority of that. Remember, there's a link on that Yelp listing that points back to my website. So building up the authority of my Yelp listing is going to help twofold. Number one, my Yelp listing might rank in Google. If that happens, I get more exposure. People find my Yelp listing. They then click the link on my Yelp listing. That gives me click-through traffic from Yelp to my website. Again, another ranking factor. But it's also building up the authority, the page authority of that Yelp listing, and it just so happens to have a link that points back to me. So it's a win-win-win if I build links to my citations. But for ranking in the maps, you want good on-page SEO of your website. And this doesn't get talked about much in other SEO groups, but one of the most important ranking factors for ranking in the maps is the actual description of the listing itself, the company bio / company description. And remember this for when you're doing your bookmarks with a tool like this, Easy Backlinks. Make sure in your bookmark description, you're including a location, you're including your keyword, and you're including LSI. Because put a 1 in the chat box if you understand that relevance is a ranking factor. I just want to make sure that everybody understands what I'm talking about when I say relevance is a ranking factor. Okay, cool. No. What I mean by that is you might have a website linking back to yours, and you might be an SEO blog, and you might have a fishing related website linking back to you. It's still a link. It still counts for something. But if another SEO blog was to link back to you, that would be considered a better link. And I'm talking about with all other things being equal. Both sites have got the same number of backlinks, same number of social media, same amount of traffic. The only difference being one of them's a fishing blog and the other one's an SEO blog. Who's just turned off the living? My son came in and said, hey, the TV's not working. I said, I can't talk to you. I'm on a webinar. And our TV is one of those smart TVs which is connected to the internet. So he thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just reset the router. So he just switched off the router. I was just like, hey, where's everyone gone? So I'm sorry about that. Okay, but you can all hear me again now. James, I'll say in the description in Google My Business or the citation listings. Okay, so here's the deal with that. And unfortunately, we just had about 10 people drop off the webinar. They probably didn't know what was going on. But here's the deal. I was talking about relevance. If you've got two different websites linking back to you, all things being equal, they've got the same number of links, they've got the same amount of traffic. The only difference being is one of them is related to your website and the other one isn't. And the example I gave was if you're an SEO company and you've got two websites linking back to you, one of them's a fishing company and one of them's another SEO company. Relevance is that the SEO company linking back to you's link is going to be more powerful than the fishing one just because it's in the same niche. It's a related link. Okay, that's a factor. So when you're building citations or you're building bookmarks to your website, the site itself that you're building the link on is not related to your website. Okay, think about it. Yelp is not an SEO blog. Yelp is not a fishing blog. Yelp is not, whatever the case may be, it's something else. Okay, it's a directory. You can make that page that your link appears on be more relevant by making sure that in your company bio or description of your citations or your bookmarks, you're using the keywords you want to rank for and you're using the locations and you might be using some LSI keywords. And what I mean by that is, if I just go into a notepad file, and be honest with me, how many of you have done this before when trying to rank in maps listings? You might have wrote something like your company name, so mine will be Leo Rose Media Limited, and you might have wrote something like, we are open 9 to 5, call today on put whatever, call today to speak to a friendly member of staff. How many of you have wrote descriptions like that in the past? When doing your citations? Yep. Okay. And hopefully you're all following along and understanding what I'm talking about here. But here's the deal. When you're doing local business listings, what you want to be doing with your local business listing is writing one that looks something more like this. SEO company based in Lancashire, page, and then I could say something like web development, because that's another keyword I want to rank my local listing for. Web development, PPC, and search engine rankings for, and then I'll write the listings. I want to rank my listing in Skelmersdale. I want to rank it in Orrell. I want to rank it in, and these are going to be all the little sub-districts or suburbs, or as we call them, villages within the town or city that we live in, okay? And this is tried and tested, because think about it like this. You've got a Yelp listing, and the Yelp listing is just the directory. Your company name doesn't have any keywords in it. Then you've got a link pointing back to your website that says leorose.org. Okay, if this is your description, where on the page do you currently have it that makes that link pointing back to your website relevant to your website? It doesn't, okay? Stick a nice company bio in there with all these keywords in it, and then instead your link now appears on a page which is relevant to the keywords you want to rank for. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? Are you following along? Somebody said no sound. Is it no sound for everyone? You're not going to be able to answer me. I was just about to say, put a 2 in the chat box if you can't hear me. But that would be special if you actually did that. We've got sound. Sound is fine. I hear. Sound is fine now. Okay, perfect. Great stuff. So if I was building a Yelp listing and it had all of my keywords in there, what I might want to do is take easy backlinks, get my Yelp listing URL, and build some Yelp backlinks, some of these backlinks to it to help get a rank. Just to go through the rest of these services really quickly so that you can see them. Blog posts, if we go into there, this is going to be one of those where you will actually need an article if you decide to use this. And I recommend, if you've got the time to spin articles, you should, because these are going to be great quality contextual backlinks. So we'll click add on this, and again, this is pretty self-explanatory. You can put your title in. Again, if you're not sure what to write, click for help. Do the same thing for your summary. It says 2 sentences, maximum 150 words. Your body is telling you exactly how to put your stuff in here. It should be a minimum 500 words. Keyword density of 1 to 2%. This is going to need to be spun content in here, okay? In my opinion, what you might want to do, this is what I like to use for my articles, is there's a website called ineedarticles.com. ineedarticles.com. And this is a really great site. It's cost you about $5 an article, but it's going to be 100% unique. And just bear with me 1 second. Let me just quickly log in here. You'll see I actually really use these guys a lot. Let me just quickly go in. I ordered 15 articles yesterday, 7 articles the day before, 40 articles the day before. Okay, and this is me showing you really that I'm not just saying, hey, use a service because the service is great or because I want to earn affiliate commission out of you or whatever else. You can see I'm really using this. So all these different orders that I've put in here, 20 articles here, 40 articles ordered here, 20 articles ordered here, 16 articles ordered here. Then there's all the 3s, the 2s, the 5s, 20 there, 20 there, 40 there. And this is the 3rd of the 5th, the 3rd of the 5th, the 6th of the 5th. Okay, so really, I love this. You can order an article from here. As far as I'm aware, they give you a spun version of the articles too. At least they used to. I don't do that though because I prefer to spin my articles manually. But just bear with me 1 second because I might actually be missing a trick. I think they give you a spun version. So let me just quickly go to download completed articles. And let's see if they do. They used to. I hope they do. That would make things quite easy, even easier still, if it's good quality stuff. So you're paying about $5. If you want the article back within 24 hours, it costs you like $6.50. Yeah, so look, in here you can see, here's a spun version of the article. It can be difficult, it can be hard to find, to discover, to locate, to get other musicians to play, to experience, to try out, to perform with sometimes. You might want to go through this and just clean it up a little bit. It's not going to be the best there is, but for $5, it's 100% unique. You might clean it up a little bit, or you could just spin an article yourself manually. If you want to spin an article manually, there's Magic Article Rewriter. I can't remember the cost. I think it's been such a long time since I bought that, but I think it's $47 one-time payment. Magic Article Rewriter. If any of you would like me to do some tutorials on spinning, let me know and I'll make sure that I do that and get them uploaded to the group for you to watch. But you would take this spun article and you would go back, put your title in, summary in, your body in, your tags, again, self-explanatory, exactly as I said, limit keywords to a maximum of 3 words. Web page name. This is, again, opportunity for you to get your main keyword in here. So if I was doing this, I'm going to try and get something like SEO Lancashire. Okay, spun content in here, spun content in these, click create, and then that's going to give you another however many blogs are in here. But again, if we go to accounts and we go to blogs, these are not rubbish sites. Look, we've got Blogger, BraveNet, Digu, Evernote, Google Sites. Really, really good quality. WordPress, Storyfy. Okay? Great quality links. These are the types of links, going back to what I said earlier, these are the types of links you're going to want to build to your clients. These are going to be the types of links that you want to reserve for your own sites that are going to be really great quality. And again, if you do already own your WordPress sites and your Tumblrs and those types of sites, your bloggers, you could just come in here, as Ken showed us. Thank you for that, Ken. Click on it, stick your subdomain in, certificate. This is going to make you authenticate it because it's Blogger, but then click add and it will automatically pull that into the software so that then you can just auto post to them as you need to. Anyone got any questions at all? I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to try and keep it to an hour, but I really would like to know your feedback, what you're thinking, and you've got your beta. How many of you, let me ask this question, how many of you that have not used your beta yet because you was waiting for this, how many of you are going to go away and give this a try now? Like, it's pretty foolproof. Have you gone over pricing yet? Yes. Can you auto post to your own WordPress? Yes. I'll answer both of those, but just let me quickly check to see if there's any others. Have you got some accounts already? Well, okay, cool. So went over the pricing. The pricing, if you click up here, buy more, it works out that it's going to cost you to create accounts on these 150 different sites that are in the software. You can build 4 different projects per month for that, and it's going to cost $67 per month. But once the projects are created, the cost of actually posting to those projects is very, very small. Okay, it worked out at it's 1 cent per submission. So it works out to be really quite cheap. You'll be able to post to all 150 sites once you've created the accounts. If you want to repost to those same accounts over and over, it'll cost you $1.50 every time you want to do that. Let me just quickly, what was the other question somebody just asked? I can't remember. What about creating tiered links in MS, bookmarks to blog posts? There's no tiered linking with this currently. There is no tiered linking. This is supposed to be tier 1 links. The links that are in this software are good enough for you to do tier 1 links straight to your money sites. So if you've been following other SEO courses in the past and you've heard people talking about creating buffer links or pillow-in links or anything like that, this tool would do that for you superbly. It will allow you to go out and create up to 150 different types of links on good quality sites that are all indexed in Google, that are regularly checked for spam, that have got decent trust flows and domain authorities. These are money site quality links. You're not going to get in trouble from Google for building a WordPress.com blog. You won't get in trouble from Google for creating a Google Sites blog and linking it back to your website. Okay? There's none of the spammy, horrible quality, rubbish content links in here. We're really focusing on good quality. So if you want to point it straight to your money site, feel free to do that. That'll really help with your branding. The tiers are determined by where you link to. Yeah, they are, but in Magic Submitter, you used to be able to, or you still can, set your campaign up from day one where you say any links that Magic Submitter builds, automatically bookmark them or automatically do X for them or do Y for them. And you could create tiered structures within the software. So if anybody says, hey, can we build tiered links with this? I think that's exactly what they're referring to. This tool will automatically create your RSS feeds for you though. Okay, so there is some kind of tier, but not in the traditional sense of tiered link building. You can see here there's RSS feeds. Should we keep using Magic now that we have this? There's nothing wrong with you using Magic Submitter at all. Okay, if you own Magic Submitter and you're happy with Magic Submitter and you want me to do webinars on Magic Submitter, kind of stop doing them for a little while, but if you want me to start the webinars again for Magic Submitter and explain that, that's absolutely fine. But if you're the type of person that was like, hey, I liked Magic, but it was too confusing, I didn't want to pay for the captures and the proxies, then this is the better solution. Okay, if you're somebody that's going to be a serious volume user, you've got two choices. And this is the way that I look at this. Magic Submitter, if you're going to be a volume user and you'll start creating the 10 campaigns plus per month, or even 5 campaigns plus per month, you're going to be safest with 25 proxies or 20 proxies. They cost you $20 a month. So you've got Magic Submitter at $67. You're paying $20 for the proxies. You're probably spending $10 on captures. You're now at $97. Okay. Well, you've then got to spend all the time creating the campaigns and doing all of the other stuff, when actually, for that same price at $97 per month, if you want something that's a little bit more push button for the exact same price, you can do 10 campaigns with this. And you're going to be safe in that you've only got 150 sites to submit to. So you're not going to do something wrong and accidentally go and blast 1,000 links. Okay, so when you weigh it up like that, Magic Submitter $67 a month, but you've got the added cost of the proxies, the indexing, the captures, you're spending $100 a month on the tool anyway. And for that $100 a month, which is $99 a month, you can run 10 full campaigns a month, limited to the best 150 sites that are already in Magic Submitter. This is just a much easier push button. It's just so easy. And the other added benefit of this is if you don't sign up to a site for any reason, Alex's team will go in there and sign up to that site for you. So you're pretty much guaranteed the 150 each time. Okay? I got Magic Submitter years ago, but never managed to get it working / submitting properly. That's all taken care of with this. Okay, I'm not sure why that wasn't working properly for you. Hopefully you won't have those issues with this particular software. It's going to be very difficult for you to have those issues. The other added benefit of this as well is the Facebook support group. Easy Backlinks will have a Facebook support group that Alex will be in there, I'll be in there. So if you've got any issues, they can be answered for you straight away. Okay. I'm not sure whether you had that same level of support whenever it was you was using Magic Submitter in the past, but as far as I'm aware, the only support that was available for the most part was paid support, one-on-one coaching through me, or just attending the webinars. Having that Facebook support group there would, I hope, help you guys as well. James, once the accounts are set up, it costs $1 per video, correct? There's 150 sites, so once you've created all of the accounts, the submissions are $1 each. Work out to be 1 credit each. And based on the fact that you get 6,000 credits per month, and it's costing you $67 if that's the option you go with, then it should cost you about $1.50 per full campaign submission you do. And I should say it's cost you $1.50 worth of credits. It's $67 a month regardless, okay? But if you've got 10 campaigns to run, you'll be able to do that if you've already created the projects and all you need to do is just push out content to those accounts. Should we be using Magic Link? Can we export the links for indexing? Yes, I believe so, but let me just quickly check. If it's not a feature, that's a feature that should be in there and one that I'd recommend straight away. But if we go into the links manager, here you can see export to Excel. Okay, and I haven't created any links for that one yet, but let's do estate agents in Skelmersdale. We can see all of those right there. And just to prove to you, you can see these were all built yesterday. No, today. Yeah, and this is the time. This is what I'm saying. Remember when I said I went to bed? Okay, so I went to bed around 3 o'clock. Obviously, I finished creating the accounts. Then it built these links. Alex is one of the best developers ever. I agree there. He's absolutely phenomenal. I got Magic. For the accounts you already have set, Tumblr, is it better to use your account and have easy set another one up? That's entirely up to you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you coming into this software, working out what branded profiles you've already got, including them in the software, and then create some fun content and have this tool just auto submit to those for you. Okay, it'll be much quicker than you logging into each of yours manually and pasting the articles in. You could do that if you wanted to on your branded profiles. And remember, to do that, you just come up to the accounts and you would just click on one of the accounts and it'll ask you for your existing login and password and click add. And then once that's in there, remember what project you did that under. It would probably make sense for you to do that under your actual company name as the project for your branded stuff. All you would then need to do is come down to publish, click on that. So I'd go into StatusNet. That app one's not there because the account's not actually created, but let's pretend that it was the Black Planet one that it had the login details for. I could just click that and say that's the post I want to submit, and then just click go, and it'll push it out to my actual profile that I have. Would drip feeding help with this number of sites? No, no. There's only 150 of them. And the thing is, Google's not going to find all of these sites straight away. So I wouldn't worry about drip feeding. You know, we're creating 150 sites max. It takes Google up to 3 months to crawl the entire web. So it's not like it's going to find every single link you build within one day. It might take Google a week or two to find these links, and there's only 150 of them. When people talk about building links too quickly, it's usually because they pick up a tool and they load a list of 10,000 sites into it, click go and blast them all out within one day. And usually it's all exact match anchor text. That kind of thing's going to get you in a little bit of trouble. Okay, sending out 50 to 150 sites, it's never got me in any trouble with any site that I've built links to in the past. Thanks, James. It's much, much clearer now. Okay, cool. So I hope it's been beneficial to every single one of you. I really, really want you to give it a try. You've got your better credits anyway. And if any of you haven't got your better credits for any reason, I think most people on this webinar should have them. But if for any reason you don't have your better credits yet, just post in the group and just tag Alex in. Alex, hey, can I have a better account? And he'll get that sorted for you. Okay, But if you've got a better account, use it. Pick something where the trial is going to be fair. I showed you right at the start a couple of videos that I split tested. Or, no, I didn't split test because it was the same test, but a couple of videos that I tested and showed you the results, okay? They're not groundbreaking, but I only started it last night as a test to see what would happen. And in both cases, the videos moved up. So it's definitely worth checking. I've used similar gigs on Fiverr in the past where I've spent upwards of $40 by the time I've paid for gig extras, etc., to get that same type of site linking back to me. And I've only been able to do that once. If I wanted to do that 4 times, it would cost me $160. And with the amount of clients I'm onboarding at the moment, I could be spending that easily every month. Okay, so using a tool like this for me would be a great time saver. I can literally, I don't even need to give this to my outsourcer. I could give it to my 9-year-old son and say, here's how to do it. It literally is that easy. And you've seen it firsthand. The only thing he would struggle with is spinning until I taught him how to do it. And he might, with his vocabulary, he might not quite get it. But anybody that understands a little bit about that, it's just so easy. It's ridiculously easy to use. In my opinion, you're going to struggle to do something wrong with it. Okay. I missed your HRF strategy. Could we review that again? That's definitely going to be on the recording. Also, ask in the group. Feel free to friend request me if we're not already connected. I'm pretty open with people. Feel free to friend request me. I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. For the most part, it'll be great to keep it in the Easy Backlinks group because that benefits everyone else as well. But you feel free to reach out to me if you need to, and I'll be happy to share any strategies like that. For the accounts, we've already set up. I've answered that. Okay, so for the most part, it looks like all the questions have been answered related to this tool. Like I said to you guys, I'm not a hypey person. I see things as they are. Never expect to jump on a webinar with me and for me to try and sell you something to death. It's not my style. I've tried the tool. It gets my thumbs up. It's definitely something that I'm going to be exploring more deeply. I've run it on a few different things. It seems to have worked. I'm going to keep testing it just like you guys are. You've got better credit, so you might as well use them. And if you run a similar test like I did, create a YouTube video, upload it, see where it lands, then build some of these links. If it moves up further, it'll increase your confidence as well. Continue using it. If you've got Amazon listings, you might want to just chuck some links to that. If you've got a website that's number 2 or 3 or even stuck on page 5, chucking a few links at it might be the thing that's needed. Remember, link building is only 1/3 of an entire SEO strategy. You still need great on-page SEO. You still need a social media strategy. So I've heard people say things like this in the past. Hey, I built X number of links to my website and it didn't move. Well, if it doesn't move, you've probably got an issue with one of those things. Again, feel free to tag me in the group and I'll see what we can do about that. Okay? I really hope that this is helpful for you. Definitely go in and check it out. Have a play with it. You've got nothing to lose by having a play. If you're worried about sending the links directly to your money site, then use a different property instead. But in my opinion, this is safe to send straight to your client sites. I will be doing that, and I'll also be sending it to my own money sites. I really hope it's been helpful for you all. Cheers for everything. I appreciate your time on the webinar, and as I said, I'm going to try and keep it to an hour. And my name is definitely James, not John, just in case anyone is calling me John in the comments. But I am going to shoot off now. I'm going to end the webinar by saying thank you very much. I look forward to connecting with you inside the Facebook group. Take care, good night, and God bless. Thanks for attending.